You share it. APC
Progress.
APC
Progress.
APC
Progress.
Project 774.
Mobilizing for electoral victory.
Project 774.
Mobilizing for electoral victory.
Project 774.
Mobilizing for development.
May God give us victory for Tinubu and Shetima 2023. This election is going to be very challenging, and for that reason, the party will need all manners of support, all sheets of support. And let me say very clearly that Project 774 intends to be one very powerful, double-edged, piercing, strong, grassroots-driven support group. Because we sat down over the couple of days and weeks to discuss our methodologies and how we intend to support the actualization of this very noble mandate of our two presidential and vice presidential candidates. And what we do basically at Project 74 is deepening how we are going to achieve that. So because this is our first interface, I will give you a brief rundown of what we represent and what we intend to do. First, let me say that credit must be given to this young Nigerian who thought of this project as the convener and brought all of us in. And given the laudable objective of the project, that's why many of us accepted to be part of it. And of course, when I came in as the BOT chairman and started providing that leadership, the ALGON, Association of Local Governments of Nigeria, their national leadership under Honorable Kolade Alabi, with his vice from Nasarawa State, and the chairman of Northern State ALGON also, Honorable Usman Chamo, and all the other ALGON ESCOs. There are about 10. They came here, we had interface, and we've built that interface from strength to strength today. And at the end of the day, I think about last week, Thursday, we had a final interface meeting, and they came back here and insisted that what they want me to do is to serve as the national coordinator. And of course, I gladly accepted because it's a call to duty. The idea is for us to succeed. And what is important for us is not what you are in terms of you are this or you are that. What we are looking at is how we are going to deliver our party to be victorious come February 2023 by the grace of God. So for us as a support group, we have our name as Project 774 for Tinubu Shetima, or P774 TS for short. And we have adopted a slogan. We also have a motto. And I think what our slogan or our motto is saying is mobilizing for electoral victory. Because all we are interested in is to get electoral victory on the day of that election, 28, is it 28 February? Or is it 20? Or thereabout, isn't it? Which is the date of the presidential election. What we want is electoral victory. So our role is to mobilize votes for that victory to happen. So we also agreed on a slogan. So for those who are with us, I will call the slogan so that my colleagues who are here will answer. Yours is to listen because you don't know what we are, but we want to introduce it to you. APC.
Progress.
APC.
Progress.
APC.
Progress.
Project 774.
Mobilizing for electoral victory.
Project 774.
Mobilizing for electoral victory.
Project 774. Politics for development. Now, it was mobilizing for electoral victory 3 times. But when we had interface with the former governor of Osun State, Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola, he also subscribed to this group. He blessed it. He said he's part of it and he will give us all his support. And he said, in my briefing, we told him we have an ideology. And the ideology we've adopted is to promote grassroots politics for development within the framework of local government areas as national development domains. That was what we agreed. And when he had this, he was so enlightened. In fact, he was so happy. And he marked that word because we told him we carefully choose this word to promote. So ours is a promotional activity. And what are we promoting? Grassroots politics for development. So we're very careful with that word. And within what? The framework of local government areas as national development domains. And our arguments are very simple. If you look at the Western countries where democracies are run, if you go to UK, for example, we just finished the Commonwealth game in what? In Birmingham. Birmingham is a local government area. What we call local government area here is what Birmingham is. So, if that is true, it means now you can imagine by simply hosting that event, if you go back there now and see what that area will look like as a development domain, by virtue of what they are brought there, a lot of things will have changed. So we realized 774 local governments that were carefully chosen by our, what did they call it, leaders and thought leaders for that matter. It's not an accident. It's a solution to the multi-ethnic, multicultural, and multi-religious nature of Nigeria. And of course, even when you say multi-ethnic, somebody may be thinking, why do you say multicultural? You have to. You take Yoruba as a one cultural or one ethnic group. But if you go into the Yorubas again, there are different cultural leanings. So Nigeria, you talk about Igbo. Are you saying it's just, if you go inside, you will know that not all Igbos are the same? Because they have differences that go with them in terms of culture. Even from your dressing, a typical Igbo man will tell you, oh, you are from so area of Igbo land. That shows you some cultural differences. So the idea of local government was actually to address all these, multi dimensions that our people represent, which is a strong advantage if we are to, exploit it for the purpose it is meant to be. So within that context, we felt, look, honestly, we must bring consciousness back to the fact that these local government areas are truly national development domains. And we all know as a fact, in some states, beyond the local government of some people, they don't have relevance beyond their shores. So what do you do with those people? And they are Nigerians. You must accommodate them. So that is what informed this choice. And we also said, as far as we are concerned, our vision is to secure victory for Senator Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu and Senator Kashim Shettima as president and vice presidential candidates of our great party on that day of election. And we believe if that is it, our mission is to go down to the polling units where we can mobilize these votes so that people will go and vote for this candidate. So to do this, we have also agreed that our focus is going to be on 2 to 3 things. Who are our candidates? What's their pedigree? What's their track record? And on the basis of this, what are they going to bring to the table? We believe within the context of what is in the field today, nobody can dispute the fact that they have very solid track record. They have very solid pedigree. And within that context, we believe we are not going to go into rhetorics of Atiku this, Obi this, Konkoso this. It's not our business. Our business is that we have two candidates for president and vice president. And these two candidates are Senator Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu and Senator Kashim Shettima. This one served as Lagos State Governor for 2 terms. This one served also as Governor for Borno State for 2 terms. And all of them, they overcame challenges. They brought massive changes. And we believe that memory, that institutional and corporate memory of their performance is what they are bringing to the table to help us do better within the context of the governance of our country. So our focus generally in everything we're going to be passing out as our message is to go and talk to all those Nigerians who don't know. This is what we're going to keep repeating. In the morning when you meet me, what are you talking about? We're talking about how Tinubu transformed Lagos, how Shettima transformed Borno. In the afternoon, you meet me, that's what I will still tell you. In the evening, that's what I will still tell you. We want to say it until every home gets this message loud and clear, so that at the end, they will be convinced beyond reasonable doubt that we truly have candidates that have something to offer. We believe if we do this, we will take away the negative rhetorics that people want to bring, because it has not helped us yesterday and it will not help us today. Neither will it help us tomorrow. So our own take is that there are problems. Nobody is saying there are no problems. The entire world today is in a problem. The global economy is witnessing things they've never witnessed before. In fact, the earth today is witnessing things they've never witnessed before. There is heat wave in China. Do you have medicine for it? There is flooding everywhere. Do you have medicine for it? So the challenges are generally. But I think what is important here is that we are having two bright, courageous Nigerians who we believe are sufficiently grounded to come and take these challenges that Nigeria is facing in terms of our economy, in terms of our security, in terms of our infrastructure, in terms of our integration, cohesion as a people, and many other things. And that is what we intend in Project 774 to continuously, promote. Our structure is simple. We have a national office, and like we've said, I'm the national coordinator. We have directors who we have given responsibilities, like he is director of organization and many other directorates. I think about 15 directorates we've created. Is it 16? Yeah, 16. So what we have done is, because we realize that as our strategy, members of Algon are the grassroots. We need them to partner with us. So you will see some will be co-directors, some will be directors. So for every post, we're having 2 people, a director and a co-director. Now, this co-director thing is the idea of National Assembly members, because this is what we do. For example, if there is a joint committee in the National Assembly, I, as a senator, if I'm the chairman, he's going to be the co-chairman. It's just to show that the co-chairman comes from the House, the chairman comes from the Senate. But in terms of what we contribute there as chairman, it's all of us as chairman. So we also adopted the same method here. All the directors are directors, but of course, in terms of distinction, we try to. So that we have already concluded now, and we are hoping we'll complete the setting up of the state, executive. For the state executives, we have only 7 people, or is it 9? 7? 2 per senatorial district, with 1 who is going to serve as a team leader. So at the state level, what we have approved is state task teams. The reason is that state task teams, task, TSK, It's a task. Their task is to deliver that state, but they are not the one to do the delivery because the delivery is down. So that's why we didn't want to crowd that level so that people will know that our focus is going down. At the local government level, we have 9 ESCOs per local government and with a coordinator. So there will be a local government area coordinator. And each of them we cut across the local governments. We expect them to make sure there is a proper spread. Then, most importantly, at the ward level, we also equally have similar number of people we are going to task. Now, that is where the work becomes interesting. 9. I said similar. Here 9, here 9. So, and all of them will also have the COCO because we are bringing Algon people, so they will give us people who will either if it's a coordinator, so there will be a co-coordinator for the ward or for the local government. That way we have all of it down. The idea here is we really want to make sure that there is no dull moment. If you are engaged, somebody is free. If both of you are together, put all the fire. Now, from the ward level, we expect that in each ward, they will go to each polling unit and identify 10 to 15 to 20 people. And each one of these people, the simple request is that each one of you go and befriend 10 people for us and mobilize their vote. We remove the word canvassing because we realize that canvassing, you stop somewhere. So we want you to go and mobilize their vote. And mobilizing their vote is because we want on the election day, you've canvassed for him, he said we will vote for you. But if you don't go and mobilize him out, so that's why we went down to say, look, mobilize the person for us. And when we did the arithmetic, you'll be amazed. So that is our target. That is the strategy we are working on. So that at each of these area, everybody will go and bring. So you can imagine 10 times 10, that's 100 in one polling unit. We know it can be more than, it will be more than that in many places. So, but then, when you are setting a target, you set a target that it may look small, but remember, national turnout rate is usually what percentage? The highest has always been 30 something, it has never even reached 40.
It's less than 45%.
So if you look at it, then you will understand why this strategy is very important. And we also realize that we're not the only one doing this effort. So this will be our own contribution. But this is our contribution. If we achieve 70% or 60%, then you can imagine the quantum of vote we can bring to the table. So this is what we have all been meeting here for. This is what we have agreed upon. And I must say that those who have been with us in this project are all self-motivated. In fact, like Honorable Engineer said the other day, somebody asked us, how are you going to fund yourself? We said, interesting question. You know how we are going to fund ourselves? From the heart. And he said, well, we have been working. There is no pocket where we put money. But anything we want to do, we have always gotten it done. So that is the funding. So it shows that there was commitment. In fact, there are days we don't leave here until 1. Yeah. So that tells you the level of commitment. And as a way of telling you the number of people or the categories of people, well, I'm a serving senator. I will say that a number of my colleagues are on board here. The secretary of the BOT is Senator Solomon Adiola. We have Senator Sankara is a member of the patrons because we have other organs we have created. Like we have patrons, we have advisory board. The advisory board or council, as we call it, is made up of mainly governors. because we need their advice from time to time. And then we also have promoters, project promoters council. And here the idea of the project promoters council is the fact that we know there are some people who are not politicians, but they will want to support us either in cash or kind. So the project promoters council are the ones who will help us to coordinate whatever is going to come by way of support to the project, either in cash or in kind. Apart from that, also, I think we also have which other group, we have patrons, we have advisory. Okay, we also have the BOT, and then we also have the, yeah, okay, and then the think tank. Okay, there's also a think tank where sometimes we ask them to go and take a challenging issue, and this one is actually an open-ended thing because it depends on the subject matter. They bring people who have shown support to us. They go together and look at how best we can tackle this issue. So for us, this is how much we have done. We have in our midst senior advocates of Nigeria, lawyers who are not senior advocates. We have past former ministers. We have serving ministers. We have even former governors. We also have former speakers of the state houses of assembly. We have former deputy speakers. We also have current speakers, current deputy speakers, and many people who truly believe in what they've seen us doing, and they've come here to pledge their support for us and to encourage us to keep up. Ambassadors, serving ambassadors, some have actually even started bringing in, 7 years of support for us. So
Members of commissions.
So this is exactly what we are doing, and like you have heard from the introduction, we have people who are already serving, like Honorable Ginika here. She's a federal commissioner, federal character commission, and this is another, of our strong members. So for us, so far so good. When we come here and we get people who really want to interface with us, we feel very happy and encouraged. Our own is to help the party to gain that visibility. And let me make it very clear, ours is a support group, and we truly know that we are members of our great political party, and we know also that whatever we do, we are just helping the party as loyal and active members. So we are not in conflict or in competition with anybody. What we believe we are doing is to synergize with whatever effort the party is doing. And of course, like there is a presidential campaign council, and at the end of the day, our messaging and everything must align and subordinate itself to whatever is the collective interest. And so if that is what it is at the, what did they call it? Sorry, please, gentlemen. It's night. Everybody is tired. We would like to have our meeting. If you want to talk, you can move out, and so that you don't divide our. Thank you very much. So this is basically what we have packaged. And I took my time to make this explanation because we are talking to the mouthpiece of our great party at all the various states of the Federation. And of course, in the days ahead, our activities is going to come out in an expanding form. People are more than eager. The promoters are eager to give us offices. We are already having offices in various states donated by party members who believe in what we are doing, and they've seen it as a very serious strategic effort. Like you can see, majority of the people already have their space, and but they also believe that there is a saying in my language interpreted to mean the health of the bed lies in the health of the tree. If the tree is not healthy, forget about the bed ever wanting to patch there, you cannot patch. So we all know our party needs to be healthy. There are challenges, but what we are bringing here represents an effort to help maybe with this, we are able to douse. And in the course of this work, we've gotten people who initially they were aggrieved, they were angry, even thinking of leaving the party, but through interface with what they've seen us done or doing, honestly, they've mellowed down. They've returned their sword back to its scabbard, and they've embraced what we are doing, and we are working together, and they are giving us very strong, support in every way they can. So these are the things we are going to continue to do. And so before I close, and to ask for one or two input from my colleagues here, our appeal to you is to please see this as a noble effort from loyal party members, men and women of various shades and various, successes, who desire that our party should continue to succeed, and who believe so much in the candidature of Senator Ahmed Bola Tinubu and Kashim Shettima, and believe that they are the best option and perhaps the only option for now for us to move forward as a nation. So with these few comments, maybe let me yield the floor to get one or two words from the convener and my honorable members. And then after that, we can also take commentaries from you or anything else. Thank you very much. So convener, you want to say something before?
Let me not drop the gun. Let me allow my organs here say one or two words before I say my own. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you, my leader. Other members. I think they say when there is no plan, there is no work. And when you have plan, then you work the plan. In essence, the national coordinator have x-rayed everything. And the adoption of this style is really deliberate, considering the fact that we are interfacing with you for the first time. People heard about Project 774 and they don't know what it is. And having realized your status, both back to the 36 plus 1, I mean, let's say protectorate. We have the FCT and then the 36 states. And none of you are from the state, and you are the mouthpiece of our party. As a rider to what you say, all this our efforts are to complement, not to usurp. You are members of the executive, duly elected, sworn in. Then actually what we are doing is like we are helping you, if you understand. Helping you in the sense that if our presidential candidate and his running mate, God forbid, did not win the election, then our role, our position, our status is useless. It's even meaningless. In fact, we have no reason to remain where we are. So anything that can be utilized, that can be deployed to achieve that success should be a welcome development, should be encouraged by each and every member of the party, talk less of the executive of the party. Get the point I'm trying to communicate. Now you become very, very important, being the ambassadors, the mouthpiece, the spokesperson. Some of you, when they were introducing themselves, they deliberately chose I'm the mouthpiece of APC in so state.
I speak for.
Properly, or I speak for. Now, you will also help us to speak. How will you speak on all these integral complementaries that are coming? You must have a knowledge of it. There is a white saying proverb that says, before you act or you do something, you must have the knowledge of that thing. So we use this our interface. The TechCom should be, we have really x-rayed for you. It's now left for you to be educated or otherwise. But we did that hoping from you that you have been educated, properly situated, and appropriated, so that when you go back there or you heard about Project 77, you will be also our ambassadors By so doing, you are not working for me, you are not working for Project 77, you are not even working for you, we are all working for APC, which you ascribe and even pick from, canvas, and you've been elected as its leader. So it will end up at the end of the day a win-win for all of us. So the key take home here is that you have had us. There are so many other things probably inherent that we did not tell you, but we are working on it. Like he told you, it's work of progress. Our next step is just last week and through today, we were trying to get to harmonize structure, get everything in place. The next thing is what he failed to or refused to mention deliberate. Maybe he was allowing me because he was saying he was right hand man. Part of the visit today, he only went there to see the VP, seek his audience, brief him how far we've gone, and to get his buy-in. So the story is that he has a dozy, he has taken his red pen, he has registered us, and he has given us the encouragement. So the next thing is, this is another good news you take home, that we are not just one of those organizations that are trying to be accepted. He just mentioned you, the former Osun State Governor, the present Minister of
Interior.
Interior. We don't, if we will mention their names are plenty. Then now even the VP himself has endorsed us and has given us the kudos and has also ascribed or subscribed to this our vision, mission, and so that is one of the catalysts encouraging words or activities that have been keep us going. So the next phase is we have had him. It's now followed after we put our house in order. The whole leadership of the organization will crave audience with him, talk to him, introduce, then he will cause a meeting with the presidential candidate. That's then after all this, we will now unveil it. And all these activities is going to be done before the commencement of campaign come September next month. So we still is within couple of let's say weeks or days.
No, this.
A couple of days. So my brothers, thank God there's no sister. I wouldn't be child, but we have one our wife. So when I say my brother, I'm trying to tell my sister where you keep at home. He came back, take note to her because she's also APC. By this, I hope and pray we have batified you and we have Kashmite you. And then
Shetinize.
Shetinize you, Shetinize. And when you put the batified, Shetimite, you become baptized. With that, you will be also our ambassador. Though we are yet to be on ground, but we are already deep in the ground. And we are not just hitting the ground running, but we are flying. So with that, thank you very much for this my story that you shouldn't have even come. Thank you.
Yeah, so a few words on you.
Thank you, brothers from the party. A lot has been said. We all are pertinent, particularly